Hey everyone, welcome to the Alba Method and day 17 of our 30-day movement challenge. So if you're actually practicing on the 17th, today is a special day because it's also the full moon for January, the wolf moon. Now, I tend to focus more on the physical side of teaching. I try not to get too esoteric or whimsical with these classes, but today is special because the full moon is a special time. She reminds us that we all go through cycles, and just like this planet, we are made up of mostly water. Our brains are made up of mostly water. And just like the full moon controls the tides in the ocean, it also can have an impact on that internal tide that we all have. So today I invite you to take that focus inward and focus on that oceanic breath and that fluidity that we all have inside of us. Today's class is focused just on celebrating the full moon, celebrating this new beginning and this new cycle. When you're ready, let's get started. Today's class is fully dedicated to the full moon. You're just going to need your body and your mat. When you're ready, I'll meet you there. So today we're actually going to start standing. So go ahead and come up to the top of your mat, on the top of your space, and bring your feet right underneath your hips. And I want you to look at your feet and kind of lift all 10 toes and then place them down on the mat with some activity and awareness. Feel the heels rooting down and try to find that tripod in the foot, so that big toe mound, the outer edge and the center of each heel, and just feel your feet kind of root down into the ground. And I want you to just bring your arms down by your sides with the palms facing open and stand tall. Take up some space here and gently close the eyes or find a soft gaze, pulling the belly in slightly and just allowing the shoulder blades to draw down the back, so we're standing here with some power and softness. Take an inhale. And just send that energy, send that breath all the way down into the heels. And just start to breathe in and out. Finding that rise and that fall in between each breath. That pause at the top and that pause at the bottom. Starting to feel that internal rhythm, that equilibrium, that slight inner sway as the body just calibrates itself, stabilizes itself, grounds itself. Gently open your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up, bring your palms to touch, just look up at your hands. And then take the gaze forward so the biceps are by the ears, and take a nice gentle stretch over to the right, finding that standing half moon shape. Feeling that arch through the body as you extend through the fingertips. Keep rooting down through that left foot. And then inhale, lengthen, come back to center. And take it over to the left. Nice gentle reach, finding that arc. Continuing to root down through the right heel and spin the right rib cage open. And come back to center. Let's do that again. Taking it over to the right. This time drop your right hand down by your side and just gaze down. The thumb spins back as you reach in equal but opposite directions. And then coming back to center, look up, reach up, inhale. And exhale, falling over to the left, reaching down with that left hand as you reach over with the right. Good. Coming back to center, pause here, just stretch. Exhale, open the arms, start to bend your knees, bringing the arms all the way down, coming into a forward fold, bending the knees to just wake up the hamstrings gently, pull the belly in and get nice and full through the back side of the body. Good, take a halfway lift, gazing forward, and let that bring you up, palms touch. We flow again, taking it over to the right. Good, connecting to the breath and the movement together and taking it over to the left, reach. Beautiful. Coming back to center, drop that right hand as you take the gaze over to the right, extending. And coming back to center, keeping the legs strong and the belly strong, taking it over to the left, finding that fluidity through the upper body, coming back to center, pause. Taking the hands out to the side, find that forward fold, bend the knees, screw your feet into the mat. One more time, take that halfway lift. We flow together. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Good, taking it over to the right, reach. And over to the left. Just keeping that gaze soft and the breath fluid, taking it over to the right. Follow that gaze. And coming back up, take it over to the left, following that gaze. So beautiful. Come back to center, look up, reach up, and dive over those legs, bend the knees. Pause here. You can straighten the legs if that feels good and you feel okay. Just let the head be heavy. And then plant your palms and just step back to a downward facing dog. Just set it up, pedal out the heels, take a moment here. Pressing down and forward into the hands. And you can keep the knees bent or start to straighten the legs, lifting and lowering the heels. And again, just getting connected. Connect to your breath, connect to this space, connect to your body. Taking that inventory, taking that scan, and just noticing how you feel. Mind, body, breath. Good. Start to lift your heels. Start to roll forward to a plank position, just getting those shoulders involved, warming up the body, warming up those wrists, and then just press back to downward facing dog. Good. Again, inhale. Start to slow it down as you control that movement, creating the shape, and then pressing back downward facing dog. So good. Good. 2 more times together. Shift forward. Take it nice and slow, creating the entire shape from top to bottom, and then exhale. Shift those hips up. And 1 more time. And shift those hips up. Just pause. Take a breath. Good. Reach your right leg up, supporting through that left foot. Both legs strong. Start to step your foot between the hands and just pause, making those little adjustments, making sure that foot's all the way up by the hands. Bring your back knee down, and you may take a wider stance here if that feels okay. Good. Inhale. Start to reach the arms up, coming into this crescent moon, so the legs stay nice and strong. Hips draw down towards the ground as you reach up with the fingertips. Lift the gaze. Good. Exhale. Just bring the arms down. And then spin the palms as you reach forward. Belly stays off the thighs. Come back up, biceps by the ears. Let's do that 2 more times, keeping the legs nice and stable. Just reach those arms up and roll those shoulders open. Good. Inhale. Reach those arms up. Lift the chest. Lift the gaze. Exhale, release the hands. Pick up that back knee, sweeping the right leg high. You can stay here, bend the knee and roll that hip open if that feels good, creating more space, lifting the knee to the sky. And then coming back to downward facing dog. Take a breath and let it go. So good. Reach that left leg up. Both legs strong, using your core. Pulling that through to that lunge, placing the foot between the hands. Again, taking a little wider stance if you need it. Bringing the back knee down so that we're off the kneecap. And then inhale, reach those arms up, coming into that crescent moon shape, left side. Stand on that left foot as you lift the chest. Good, and then bringing the arms down. Get that full rotation through the shoulders. Lean forward, but keep the spine long. Reach the arms up, palms open, and then spin the arms back behind you. Beautiful. 2 more. Good. Finding that breath. 1 more. Good. Reaching those arms up. And then release hands to the mat. Pick up that back knee. Sweeping that left leg high again. Stay here or bend the knee and just roll that hip open. And then coming back to your downward facing dog. Just breathe. Good. Inhale. Lift the heels. Exhale, coming down to your shins, just pause here. You're going to take your right hand out to the side and extend your left leg out to the side. Good, you can keep the palm flat. And then start to push into that right hand. Start to bend that left knee, pulling the hand to the top of the foot. Right here, start to just move the knee back. So we want to continue to pull that heel towards the glute as we roll that left shoulder open, and then play a bit of tug of war. Start to kick the foot into the hand, keeping the right glute strong. The right hip stays stacked over that right knee, keeping the right arm stable. Just pause, filling up that left rib cage. And then we'll release back out. You'll bring the knees together and we'll just flow to the other side, taking that left arm underneath the left shoulder, extending the right toes out, stacking this left hip over the knee. Start to bend that right knee and start to pull the foot towards the hand. Grabbing the top of the foot and rolling that right shoulder open. So our hand is on the outer edge of that foot. Playing a bit of tug of war, keeping the belly strong and the left side stable. Just breathe. And come back to your center. Bringing the hands down by your sides. Bring your forehead to the mat and just round out through the spine, through the shoulders. Beautiful work. Good. Start to roll up. Coming back to your downward facing dog. Send your hips to the sky, and again, just pedal out those heels. Good. From here, reach your right leg up to the sky. And step through to that lunge, placing the foot between the hands. Bring the back knee down again. Create that crescent moon shape. And then exhale, releasing the hands to the mat. Pick up your back knee and coming back into that high lunge. Open up warrior two, pause. Good, finding this warrior two shape, pause here. Good, inhale, reverse warrior, reach up, reach back. Just continuing to warm up that body, spin those arms down as you pick up that back heel, step back to your plank, coming all the way down to your belly. Bring the tops of the feet flat, walk the hands back ever so slightly, and then lift up for that cobra pose, keeping the legs down, belly strong. Exhale, release, forehead to the mat. Inhale, peel your chest up off the mat, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, release. Good, one more time, inhale. And exhale. So good. Tuck your toes. We meet back in our downward facing dog. Send the hips up. Good. Continuing that movement. Reach the left leg up. Step through to lunge and pause. Good. Bringing that back knee down. Inhale. Reach those arms up. Good. Exhale. Release the hands to the ground. Pick up the back knee. Sweep those arms up once again. Continuing the movement all the way open to warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior, just reach up, reach back, stretch, and exhale. Rotate all the way down, step back to your plank, pause. Coming all the way down or halfway down, your choice. And then taking cobra, upward facing dog, thighs, chest, lift. Exhale, pulling back, downward facing dog, pause. So good, take a breath. And let it go. Good, bending your knees, stepping your feet towards your hands once again, coming into a halfway lift. Let that bring you up to a standing position. Bringing the hands to heart, just pause, close the eyes, take a breath. Good, inhale, reach those arms up, coming back to the beginning of our flow. Take it over to the right, standing half moon, and over to the left. Good, taking it over to the right, dropping that right hand, take the gaze over the right side, and then coming back to center, all the way to the left, looking over that left shoulder. Beautiful, coming back to center, pause. Exhale, dive over the legs. Good, pause here, taking a halfway lift. Start to step your left foot behind you, staying on the ball of the foot, standing on that right foot, and then start to lift your left leg so that it comes in line with the hip. And just breathe here. Good. Starting to rotate that bottom hip open first. So start to rotate over to that left side, keeping your right hand out for stability, starting to open up for that half moon, that Ardha Chandrasana, extending the left arm up. Maybe you just keep the left hand on the left hip, keeping this left leg strong. You can have the toes pointed or flexed. I like pointed. I think it's prettier. And then you can extend that left arm up. And then everything releases together. So that left hand comes down as the left hip drops down. Release left foot to meet the right. Take a halfway lift here. Exhale, just fold over the legs. We switch sides, finding some length through the spine. Start to bring those right toes right behind you. And then taking your time, so rooting down through that left leg, start to lift the right toes up, and then rotating that bottom hip open first. Keeping that left leg strong to protect that inner thigh. You can use a block here or a book if you can't find your balance, and if you fall, you get back in. No big deal. Good, just playing around with it, practicing that movement. And then everything releases together, the right hand, the right hip, the right foot. Good, take a halfway lift. And exhale, reset, step back to your plank. Coming halfway down or all the way down. And lifting up, we meet in that downward facing dog, pulling it all the way back. Take a breath. And let it go. Good. Inhale, reach the right leg up. Good. Exhale, step through to that lunge. Pause, bringing the back knee down, connecting everything together. Coming up for that crescent moon, and then release hands to the mat. Pick up that back knee and come all the way back up, high lunge. Opening up, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Good. Exhale. Start to come all the way down, picking up that back heel. Step back. Take your vinyasa. Lifting up for upward facing dog. Pulling back. Downward facing dog. We go on that left side. Left leg reaches up. Good. Stepping through. Connecting to that fluidity. Good. Back knee down. Inhale. Following the breath up. Exhale. Release the hands. Pick up that back knee. Pause. Coming back up. And exhale. Warrior two. Good. Inhale. Reverse. And exhale. Take it down. Stepping back. Coming halfway down. And lifting up for upward facing dog. Pulling back. Downward facing dog. Just pause. Take a breath. Let it go. Good. Bending your knees. Step your feet towards your hands. Good. Taking that halfway lift. Let that bring you up. Bring your palms to touch. And then just draw hands to heart center. Close your eyes. Letting that settle. Feeling that internal rhythm, that internal sway once again. Sending your breath all the way into your heels. Notice the difference. Good. Inhale, reach those arms up. Take that stretch over to the right and over to the left. Good. Coming back to center, drop that right hand, look over your right shoulder. Beautiful. Inhale, coming back up and over to the left. So good. Coming back up, pause. Diving over those legs. Good. Take that halfway lift. Shift into your right foot. Second try. Start to point those left toes back behind you, coming into a standing split first. And then we start to rotate. So powering down through that right foot, taking my right hand a little bit out so that I can continue to keep room for myself. And then only when I'm ready do I take that left arm up, or I just leave it on my left hip and just focus on the legs, focus on that balance. Releasing that left hip, release the left hand, release the left foot. Good. Switching sides, shifting the weight into that left foot. Point the right toes back. Start to lift, start to open up. So extending through the crown of the head, through every part of the body. Setting your eyes on something still and just breathe. Good. And then start to release everything down. Controlling that release, coming into that forward fold. Take a halfway lift. And step back to your downward facing dog. Or if you'd like, you can take that final vinyasa. Good. Everybody meets in downward facing dog. Just take a breath and let that settle. Lifting the heels, lowering the heels. Good. From here, dropping back down to your shins. Taking that right hand out to the side. Taking that left leg out. Take the left arm up this time. And finding that final set. Grabbing the top of the foot and really opening up. Good. Pressing the heart towards the front of your space. And then coming back, knees together, switching sides, taking that left hand out, take the right toes out to the side, left hip stacks, and then start to bend that knee, grabbing the top of the foot, and opening that right side of the body. So good. Release that, bringing the knees together and the hips to the heels. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, just bring your hands to heart. Close the eyes, take a breath. Good. From here, shifting your hips to one side. And coming on to your back, pulling the knees into the chest. Releasing the feet to the mat. Bring your arms down by your sides, walking the shoulder blades onto your back. Just pause. Just root into the mat with your feet, with the back side of the body, the shoulders, the back of the head. Good. From here, start to lift your hips, rooting down through the center of each heel. Bring your hip bones in line with your knees. Press through the back of the head. And exhale, just slowly lower the hips. Good. Again, inhale, lift the hips, coming into that bridge shape, staying strong through the back side of the body, squeezing the glutes. And exhale, slowly lower. One more time, inhale. Let the energy rise, and then exhale, slowly release. So good. Pulling both knees into your chest. Just rocking side to side here. Continuing to focus on that internal breath. Cactusing the arms, dropping the knees to the right. Just look over your left shoulder and start to send your breath into that left side. Finding that expansion and that release. Let your left shoulder relax. Let everything relax. Good. Coming back to your center. And just switch sides. Remember, every time we practice, we start a new cycle. We get the chance to try again. And just continue to practice. And we take that energy with us off the mat. Continuing to remember that we all go through cycles. Coming back to center. Wrap your arms around your shins and bring your forehead into your knees and just curl into a tiny ball. Just give yourself a little love here. Allow everything to just calm for a moment as you create your final Shavasana for just a moment here. Allow yourself to just settle in to a moment of stillness, coming back to your breath. Finding that in and that out. Allowing yourself to just let go. Feeling every cell in the body start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And inhale, just reach your arms above your head, point the toes, take up that space we've created. And take your time by pulling the knees into the chest and just making your way over onto one side. And pause when you're onto that one side, just cradling the head in your arm, and the hand is there for support. This is the supported fetal position. And it always means new beginnings. With the notion that every time we practice, we get to leave behind a little piece that we're able to let go of. Some old story, some chatter that's been taking up our mind too much. So press yourself up to your seat with that renewed energy and that renewed focus. Feeling that fresh breath. Feeling that fresh space. Roll the shoulders out as you bring your hands together in front of your heart. And again, take this energy with you. It is yours to keep. Take it with you the rest of your day, the rest of your week, wherever you are. And here, honor yourself first and foremost for showing up, taking the time, carving out the space. Give yourself that grace and that honor. And touch your thumbs to your forehead and lift your gaze, finding gratitude on this full moon. And in that gratitude, we bow to this practice and to all things. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a great session. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Ciao.